Now you can see that right there is your, how do you say it, your little valve for your radiator. And you got to turn that in order to get the coolant to drain. And they make special tools for that. There's no room in here for me to really get it all for y'all, but right there, it's hard to reach, and it's hard to do with your fingers. So there is a special tool I'll have, but I'm going to tell you and show you how I do it when I go to drain it for now until I get that special tool. Well, this is the hose that I used. It is a 1/2 inch diameter on the outside of the hard plastic. It's fairly flexible, but it'll withstand any vacuum or anything, and it's 3/8 inch on the inside. So if you're looking for any type of hose that I'm using in this video, this is what I used and put on the end of the spigot for the drain valve on the radiator, and that's what I slid up on there. Slid firmly, but not so tight that you can't get it off. So I may just cut it shorter and just leave it hanging there for future use. But that's what I use, and we'll go ahead and start our draining process. Now we just take and we put our socket in here, and we slide it right over top of this valve, and we can just undo the valve until the fluid starts coming out. And then it starts draining out, and then we're all set. And then you just tighten it back up. You be gentle with it, you shouldn't have any problems. But that's how we're going to do it till the tool comes in. Well, this is what I got for the valve. It looks like it's going to work pretty good. Check that out. Right there. Look at that. 1/4 inch. And it's got the area, just go right onto the valve and turn it. So that should work pretty good. Darn train. And this adapter also is a 1/4. And it's for other types of valves that you may run across. So it's sold like a kit. It's like 14 bucks or something. Got it on Amazon. I'll put the link down below. But I think this will work out perfectly for what I have to do. And I got it on a 1/4 inch ratchet right here. So we should be good to go. Now, as you can see, I have the hose on there, that 3/8 by 1/2 inch clear plastic vinyl tube. I put right on top of that and slid it over it so we can drain it directly through the hose into the pan, and that will work out perfect when we turn the valve right here. Hopefully I can get this on video with me doing it. Just keep in mind, folks, this is a very, very tight spot, and I've tried to get video, but it's going to be difficult. Let me get it set up. I found it a little easier to just go ahead and put it right on there right away, and then we just, once you get it on there, then you're good to go. And you can then open it up and drain her out. Doesn't take a lot to get it flowing, and it does stop. So we hear that. That's a vacuum because I haven't opened the system yet. The cap's still on there, so you're hearing that noise let me open the cap, and then we'll get the vacuum from doing that. There we go. Now we have the fluid pouring out and filling up. Once this drains out and stops draining, I will then go ahead and measure what actually comes out from this drain. And yes, I did take the cap off the bottle, so it will stop making that suction sound when I first started draining. You can hear it. And the engine is cold for this drain. We'll go ahead, add some water to it, and I will use the tool later, but we're going to do a drain and fill for now. Then we'll do a vacuum here one of these times and show you how the vacuum tool works. Well, this is all I got out, so let's go ahead and measure it and see how much actually drained out, because it stopped running. So that equals 3 quarts that I drained out of the system. And the question is, how many quarts are in the system? Now, as far as your engine oil, coolant, and everything else capacities under page 348, we're looking at an engine coolant of 8.2 quarts. So we got 3 quarts out of the system when we drained. So let's see what we get out of subsequent drains. And this is going to be when it's hot. So maybe we might get more with it being hot. But let's go ahead and add some distilled water and see what we got after that. Now I'm going to add 1 full gallon if I can, because it just helps speed up the flushing. But we'll go ahead and put 1 gallon, or as much of the gallon we can get in here, and then run the engine, turn the heat on, all that good stuff, to start cycling everything through. Well, it looks like 3 quarts, and now it's bubbling. It's doing a pretty good self purge. It's going down to just about the max level. Looks like that's where it's going to end up, at about the max level in 3 quarts. So that's about all we're going to be able to get in her. So, because we don't want to overfill the bottle. So we'll go ahead and run her and just keep doing it until we get some clear water out of it. We'll go ahead and put the cap on and we'll start her up and see where we go from there. Go ahead and start, and then we want to make sure we turn the AC off and everything else once we get going. Okay, audio's off, AC's off. Now we want heat, so we're going to adjust the temp up as high as it'll go. Remember, we want that heat running. That's as high as it will go. I won't run the fan too fast because I want the car to warm up, but yeah, we're as high as we go, and no, I'll turn the AC off because we don't want the AC on, and we'll make sure we don't have recirc. So we're gonna go ahead and let this run for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then see what we got as far as the temperature and mixing. So let's go check things out here in about 10 minutes. Now keep in mind also, I forgot, we want to make sure the transmission heater core is warmed up. We got the heater core inside going, and the turbo and the exhaust manifold and the radiator, the bypass valves and everything have to reach operating temperature. Under the 2011 it had to be 85 degrees. So you know, we'll see what the temperature is before everything gets going, but I don't have the gauge right now with me to measure all that, but we'll let it run, get warm, and see how the fluid changes go. If we have a lot more orange mixed with the clear, then we know things are opening up. Wow, you can see how it's pushing the coolant that was in the engine over on this side, and it's got the clear distilled water on this side. So it's divided on the inside, and it's pouring out through here as it heats up, and it's sucking it back down through here. So all the distilled water is on this side. Once it gets all orange over here, we know we've mixed the distilled water into the system, and then we can drain it again. One thing I did do, it wasn't mixing very well, so I did rev it up about 2 or 3 times. That definitely mixed it up. Otherwise it was just showing a half and half on distilled water and not mixing well. Now that it's mixed, I'll go ahead and turn it off, and note to self, revving it up makes the fluid transfer faster and mixes it quicker. And again, pretty much 96 ounces, which is 3 quarts. So it's 3 quarts at a time, folks, and it's a 9-point-something quart system, so you're getting 1/3 out of it each time. Now we'll rev the engine up. There you have it. Starting to mix it up pretty quick. Well, it seems that all my subsequent drains are running about 82 ounces, which is definitely short of the 96. So 14 ounces less. So I'm going to assume there's some sort of a bubble in the system that is not allowing it to refill completely based on what the first initial drain was. So on my final fill, I will be using the vacuum to ensure that I get as much fluid into it as possible to clean out any bubbles. But all my others are just going to be drain and fills. Now for some reason it won't burp and the level won't go down. Just grab the hose here, squeeze it, till you start seeing some bubbles. There you go. Then it starts draining. That's all you got to do. Sometimes it gets a little locked up there, so you got to get the music going. Fine music that it is. And it should stop right about max. And there you have it. Now we can go ahead and start it up again and get it. We're almost there. Oh yes. Oh, folks, Mac T here. How you doing? I'm just thinking about y'all because y'all new members, and hey, we're all here to work on our Ford Edge and learn about it. And as you can see, we're doing the coolant drain on a 2019 Ford Edge. So hey, something new every day. But hey, welcome to the group. Make sure you like, subscribe to all my YouTube channels, and also hit that like button. That really helps me out. Also, don't forget, go MACTFORDEDGE.com. That's where you can find a lot of Ford Edge information, parts, manuals, oil tests. It's just loaded full of stuff for y'all, and it's supported with the Amazon link. So if you buy something on Amazon, click one of my links I provide, and it helps pay for that website. Social media tab in the MACTGarage.com. You can buy stickers, t-shirts, and of course help support in that manner. I am working on a new t-shirt. I just have to get off my big derriere and go out and get some photographs. But that being said, hey, post what you got, ask those questions, and by all means help wherever you can. And remember, heck, kindergarten rules. That's right. Live and learn by those and you'll be fine. So thankfully I got a train going by when I'm doing this. Anyway, my feet at the Ford, and I have a great day. I want you to have a great day too. Yeah, I think this is the last one. I'm not going to get much clearer than that. And we'll go ahead and add the concentrate as soon as we get things buttoned up so we can add it. Now we're going to go ahead and pull a vacuum right into the yellow area. So we're going to use our compressed air to form the vacuum by opening the valve and connecting all this up. Then the airline, of course, connects right to here. This is what they call the muffler. But we'll open it up, form the vacuum, and then I'll go ahead and I'll shut the valve. Then I'll disconnect this right here. And then I'll put the hose for the coolant into this, and then I'll make sure the hose is filled, and then I'll turn it on and we'll fill it up. That's about as simple as it gets. This on here. It just may. Don't need to do any of them. Nice and tight. So we'll go ahead. I didn't even need any of the adapters. It fit right in there, nice and snug. We can go ahead and hook this up. Maybe. I don't know why this ain't fitting. Maybe it's the wrong adapter. It's the wrong adapter for my air coupler. Okay, this kit came with the wrong adapter, so I had to go ahead and put a different adapter on there. So we can go ahead and place this on here. And this airline, I have enough airline, there we go, should fit right on here now. There we go. And as you can see, I got the vacuum started. And we'll go ahead and get the vacuum up here. Also a testing gauge to test for leaks. There you go. Just reach its max. So shut her down, and looks like we're maintaining. Now I have 2 gallons of concentrate Peak 10X. And this is what I'm putting into my 2019 Ford Edge, is the Peak 10X. You got to fill the hose up before you connect it, because air will get in to the system if you don't have coolant in the hose. So that's the messy, tricky part about all this. Now this is the messy, tricky part. We got to put this in here, but we have to make sure it fills the entire hose. So you run the hose down all the way in here, and then hopefully you can fill it with the coolant as you get it in. It takes a little bit to get it up to where you need it. Then once you got it full, you can then run it over here and connect it without losing any, hopefully. There you go. And now what we want to make sure we do is we have the hose all the way down to the bottom. And as you can see, I don't have it all the way to the bottom. So hopefully we'll watch what we're doing and we can keep that way. But we're going to go ahead and fill it up. By the time it gets down to here, it should be full. As the vacuum is going down, the tank is filling up and the whole system is refilling with coolant. Not a real fast process, so you just got to wait it out. But you can see the gauge going down. Now the reason I'm doing this is to try to make sure that the entire system fills like it's supposed to. Once it's full, then we should be good to go. You just got to wait for it to get down all the way. Like I said, this hose doesn't want to stay very well. Now the idea is before this is to get rid of any air pockets. So this created a vacuum, brought the fluid up, so now the whole system should be filled. Now that it's hit the bottom and there's no more vacuum going on or anything like that, we just go ahead and close this off, disconnect it. We can put this hose back in here and get that mess later. Now you see the tank is full there. Now this is a messy job. I'm going to tell you right now it's messy. But we can now go ahead and release this by turning it and pull it out. And that is it, folks. We then can start the engine up and let's see if it goes down once the engine starts up. Now let's go ahead and start the engine and see what happens. Now as you can see, I'm only at 10 degrees above zero. We want to be up to the 50-50 mix.
and we're not there yet. So yeah, we're definitely a little bit over on that. So we'll go ahead and we'll suck this out, add more concentrate, and just like I thought, we're going to have to work it up till we get to the point where it's a 50 and we're getting between 35 and 45 below zero as far as a freezing point. So that's where the coolant tester is. Let's go ahead and suck this out. Now, sucking it out won't be that terribly difficult to do. I'm not going to drain it out, I'm just going to suck it out with my vacuum pump here. Get that all out. Quite frankly, I don't feel like crawling underneath the car anymore, so we'll just suck it out as much as possible here and add some more concentrate. Into an area. That is as low as it's going to go. Sucking it out this way, so we'll just add some more to it and go from there. Add more concentrate, drive it around, see where it goes. Yeah, I'm overfilling it a bit, but we'll just keep going that way till we get it to where we want it to be. We'll go for another drive and see where it ends. We'll eventually get it where we want it. Well, here's the tail of the tape. Did a little bit of adding some more fresh concentrate in here, but this is where we're at now. Looks like we're at the 35 to 45, right? About 40 on this. So we'll monitor it. I'll drive it for a week and see what it's still doing. But I think we're good to go as far as our coolant and mix. Might be a little more than 50-50, but that's good enough for me. Overall, looks like I got her done. Plan on a good 4 hours to do this job, especially if you're flushing and everything else that goes with it. I didn't flush for the sole purpose that it only had 8,800 miles on the orange coolant, so I just cleaned it out with distilled water. But I was only getting about 2.5–3 quarts per drain, which means it takes a lot more drains to get everything done. There's just no way it was draining anything more than that, no matter what I tried. So first drain was 3 quarts. After that, it was running 82 ounces or so, rough plus or minus, each drain after that. So just keep that in mind, that you're only going to get about 2.5 quarts out per drain. It's a 9.7 quart system, so you're going to do a lot of drains in order to get the job done. But hey, it's worth it. We got rid of the orange and we now have the Peak 10X in there, and it looks sort of a goldish, yellowish color. Some say it's green, but that's not quite what it looks like here. But we'll stick with this, and the conversion process is over for this 2019 Ford Edge 2.0 EcoBoost. Remember, like, subscribe, join, all that good stuff. Hit the like button on this video. Bring me up into the higher ranks as far as views and everything else. And if nothing else, hey, my feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day, and I want you to have a great day too. Band of One's always got some great music, and Mercy Girl's always got a couple of one-liners.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl